Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, we give all praise to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Okak Kadash. That belongs to the apostles and the elders of GMS who were well. Peace and salutations to the elect Akim in the four corners, blessed in truth and sincerity. Peace be unto you. This video is about working out your own salvation according to what the scripture says. And going to go into that. This is Philippians chapter 2 and verse 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. So, there's a saying by the apostles that they can't save us, they can't even save themselves. And that's true. Just like we can't save ourselves. So, what we're doing is we're rehearsing the righteous acts. We're trying to do our best to walk in faith to where the Most High will look upon us and grant us salvation. Now, there's also a scripture that says, to drive this point a little further, in Romans, to help expound on it, because this is actually a deep scripture, very deep. And the longer you've been in this truth, the more you've experienced, the more you will understand how deep that scripture is, working out your own salvation. This is Romans chapter 9, verse 15. For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So the Most High is a merciful God, but at the same time, he says he has mercy on whom he has mercy. Now, that doesn't mean he'll have mercy on everybody. Now, the Most High might have mercy on the apostles, but might not have mercy on you, me, or somebody else. And vice versa. The Most High literally says he has mercy, grants his mercy to whom he wants to. Now, what does that have to do with working out your own salvation? Because just because you see somebody do one thing that's a sin, don't think that you can do the exact same thing. Because the Most High says he has mercy on whom he has mercy. So let's say you see somebody, oh man, that person, they missed camp, you know, three months in a row. Where the such and such elder at? I don't be seeing him teach. Well, you don't want to play like that, because the scripture says the Most High will have mercy upon whom he has mercy. The Most High might have mercy on that particular brother for missing camp 3 times. Maybe he has a legit reason, and the Most High grants mercy. You know, there might be another guy who says, oh man, you know what, maybe I can miss, you know, just as many. And with that attitude, I can't guarantee you anything, but I would highly bet that the Most High would be less likely to have mercy on a copycat that's trying to do something because he says, oh man, look, he did it too, so I can do it. It doesn't work like that. So the Most High says he has mercy on whom he has mercy. And also another scripture is 1 Peter 4 and 8. This is 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 8. Above all things, have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity cover a multitude of sins. So scripture says charity cover a multitude of sins. So you simply helping brothers, Most High can cover some sins, you know, blot out some of your iniquities. So again, you don't know what a charity another brother has, because you're supposed to keep your alms to yourself. So you might be looking at another brother and say, oh man, he missed 8 months. Why he can't do such and such? Well, let's say he did a lot of charity and the Most High looked upon that and had mercy upon him because of that, or for whatever reason. So now the Most High might have mercy on this brother who might have missed 8 months, 6 months, 4 months, 2 weeks, couldn't make it to camp, or let's say, Most High forbid, the brother had to get surgery, and then maybe he got charity, something that's not righteous to have put cuttings in your flesh, but the Most High literally says He has mercy on whom He has mercy. Now that doesn't allow you or encourage you to look up on another brother and say, oh, that brother had surgery, or that brother had this, or that brother he missed 5 months of camp, or that brother did this, I can do the same thing too. And it doesn't work like that, because let's say you don't have the same amount of charity to cover your multitude of sins, and the Most High says, okay, I'm gonna have mercy on this brother that missed 8 months, but okay, you missed 4 months, I'm not having mercy upon you. So you don't want to play with your salvation like that, because you don't want to. We're justified in our faith through Yahushua. He is the one that we're justified. You're not justified because, oh, that brother over there, he did it, I can do it too. The Most High I can guarantee you, I can't guarantee you, but I can highly believe that the Most High is not going to grant the same amount of mercy if Most High sincerely gives another brother mercy over here, because at the end of the day, you don't know if the Most High is giving him mercy or not. Why you might be copying another person's sins. So the Most High, let's say the Most High gives a certain brother mercy for, let's say he had surgery. Let's say before he was in the truth, or even after he was in the truth, and it was between him. Let's say it was a secret. He didn't, announce it to everybody. Let's say somebody happened to find out that, oh, that brother had surgery or whatever. The Most High might have mercy on him, but that does not give you free license to do the same thing, because we're all trying to get a seat on that chariot. We can't play with our salvation like that. We got to make our call and election sure, and part of that is that we actually have to pray constantly, because there's going to be situations that happen that prevent us from doing righteous things. I personally have the unfortunate ability where I have to work damn near most every other weekend. Lately, I've been able to get some Saturdays off because I can trade. But for this past, I say maybe 2 years, I went from one job that said I had to work every other week to another job where I wouldn't be able to be part-time unless I worked every other week. So, and this has been literally the lot that I've had the unfortunate ability to keep landing in. Now, the Most High may not have mercy on me. I'm praying that He does have mercy on me. But that still doesn't look at another brother to look and say, man, yeah, that brother you call, he misses every other weekend, so I'm going to start doing the same thing too. And when you start thinking with that mindset, that's when you fucked up. That's not to elaborate on anything specifically that goes on within our camp or anything, because I'm just using myself as an example, because that's actual real example of me having to work every other week. But there could be other examples where you have somebody who actually they have to do something, or they do something. Maybe they didn't have to do something, and they just do something that was stupid, because we're in this flesh. You still have to work out your own salvation, because part of working out your own salvation is understanding that Most High might not have the same mercy for you that He has for another person. Let's say you go to a strip club or something like that, which we teach that it's lawful. And let's say you end up messing with buying a Judite or one of the tribes, because the scripture says you're not supposed to make a whore of the daughters of Zion. The Most High might have mercy on you. The Most High may have mercy upon you. You can't play with stuff like that. So, working out your own salvation is, let's say you have liberty to do something in your specific church. Like, for instance, you had matter of fact, let me get that in Acts. The Gentiles that were coming in. This is Acts chapter 15. Acts chapter 15. I'm going to start with verse 17 to 20. 17. Acts 15 and 17. That the residue of men might seek after Yahweh and all the Gentiles upon whom my name is called, saith Yahweh, who doeth all these things. Known unto God all are his works from the beginnings of the world. Wherefore my sentence is that we trouble not them which from among the Gentiles are turned to God, but that we write unto them that they abstain from pollutions of idols, and from fornication, and from things strangled, and from blood. So the Gentiles that were just coming to the faith, because you're not going to keep the law perfectly, and they just say, okay, we're going to give this just bare minimum. Just don't, no fornication, no idol worshiping, don't eat things strangled, because we're not supposed to eat things with the blood in it. You know, we're supposed to chop it, and the blood's supposed to be, completely, drained out. So he said, just, how about we just work with that? Now, you can't go, let's say you 10 years in this truth, and then you see a new brother coming in, and that's all he doing. Let's say he's abstaining from idol worshiping, not eating things strangled, but he in the world doing other stuff like smoking cigarettes or whatever. He hasn't been able to keep all the laws yet. And then you say, yeah, he smokes cigarettes, I can smoke cigarettes too. No. Work out your own salvation. Much is given, much is required. We're praying to be part of this hopeful elect. And when we truly understand we're praying to be part, because the smallest thing, Moses didn't enter the promised land because why? He didn't sanctify the Most High when he smote the rock. Think about how small it is to where you, because we don't know what the Most High could say. You know what? You're not going to be on 144. You'll be a 1/3, or maybe you do something small to where all of a sudden you are 2/3. So working out your own salvation is, because Scripture says, "Follow not a multitude to do sin and to do evil." So don't think that just because you see one brother do something this, and I can do it too. Because at the end of the day, the Most High may allow it. He may permit it. He may also might not be with it, but also might blot it out and have mercy upon it. And then again, you don't know the circumstances of sometimes of everything, because Scripture says also in Ecclesiastes, for everything there's a time. There's a time for love, time for hate, time to sow, time to grow, time to plant, time to pluck up. A person might have did something that you thinking that, okay, I can do it too. When that person only did it in that specific season, that made it right. So that's just coming with wisdom. And on that note, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rukak Kadash, double honors to the apostles and elders, GMS, who were well, peace and salutations, and shalom.